How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Anything Grows. I'm your host, Rick from Uncle Rick's Genetics, and this is
I am Ryan from Great Green Door, aka the Basement Boy. What's going on, everyone?
Hey, I'm Todd from hashtag Who the fuck is Todd? Still trying to figure that out.
How did you get that name anyway? I'm Hot Rod Wally, Utopic Essential Nutrients.
Hoorah!
what's going on, Max? You did. You
What's up,
got here
Max?
before I tagged you. Much love, brother.
Yeah, I love it.
So I think
had
Max.
something to do with it.
I think Max gave him the name. Yeah.
Who the fuck is Todd?
Well, they didn't give
I
him the
think
name,
so,
but he just
yeah.
kept asking.
Yeah, I
you know.
think
Hey,
Max is responsible for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Smoke him if you got him, everybody.
So hang on a second. Max Bland did an essay on Was Up. Wait, what is that? Yeah, a Was Up essay. Huh. I didn't know he was a writer.
Didn't know he was a writer.
Nah, you spell essay, motherfucker.
What's up, essay?
What's up, essay?
What's up with your essay? Did you finish your essay?
So this evening is about IPM, Integrated Pest Management, the thing that nobody does and everybody tries to do. This saying fits the best, which is an ounce of prep is worth 10 pounds of cure.
That couldn't be more truer with cannabis cultivation.
Right. Same thing with pest mitigation. If it's something you're going to do,
Oh, that's right. Deadhead Dan. I'm sorry. That's right.
Deadhead Dan. He's a good guy, dude. He's from my
awesome,
area,
ain't he?
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
something you're going to want to do is preventative maintenance. You don't really want to get into maintaining something that's out of control.
Nip it in the bud.
Then you're maintaining chaos.
Right. It's so much more easier just to have a handle on things rather than to have things go way out in left field and you scramble and try to get back to homeostasis. It's not fun.
No, it's not. And if you have just certain general practices that you do to keep your area clean, your clothes clean, and you just do them every time you go to your tent, you don't even think about them. You know,
That's it. It should be habit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like for me, when I get home every day, I check on the veggie garden, and then obviously I want to check on the indoor garden. But what do I do in between? I take a shower.
Right.
So I go down the garden, the veggie garden, my work clothes, do things down there that I need to, come in, change, shower, and then go downstairs. So that way I'm not carrying any critters that may have hitchhiked on me indoors.
Right.
Something simple,
I'm
but
get to all
huge.
that in my segment.
So one thing I can't preach enough is having a protocol. Like if somebody asks me, what do you do for fungus gnats? And that's like something when somebody gives you the answer, write it down. Add it to your protocol list of things that you do to, keep your grow room in check. And like I was telling Todd earlier today, one of the best methods for fungus gnats is a vacuum. They can't get out of a vacuum.
100%.
Nope. So you smack the pot, shake it around. They get away from that, believe it or not.
That's all he did.
But you shake the pot rim, you bang on it, and then they all naturally come up to the surface and start flying around, and you just vacuum them out, and that's it. They're gone. And then you repeat that for a few days, and you put sand on top of that. I prefer sand over. I prefer sand over diatomaceous earth. I just feel like it works better. But I know a lot of people swear by DE. People use it as a way to try to solve an issue. But I think that if you're going to use DE, you should probably use it at like 10% of your soil mix if you're mixing soil, or mix it in when you first make your soil, because that's better that way, I think.
it's not the safest thing to be playing around with. You know,
Yeah, you want a
got
mask while you're
fans.
handling DE.
Yeah, you got fans and stuff in
It's
there.
so fine and
Try
it
to
goes
stay away from
everywhere.
it.
And
Yeah, because if you look at
So
that
you
under a
wouldn't sprinkle that on the
microscope,
top of your pot,
glass.
just leave it there, huh?
It's like a piece
yeah,
of
you
glass.
can.
You know.
Yeah.
No, you
Okay.
for one, you'd want to use it by putting it on there after you water, because once you water it,
Right. Right.
you
That's what I
know,
do. Yeah.
it doesn't really do the same
It
thing.
gets
But
washed in.
if you were to mix it in with soil, and something's going to be crawling around in that soil, it's going to. The way that a DE works is it cuts up the exoskeleton, and then these little beings dry out. They dehydrate really fast, and then they die.
Right.
So essentially, that's what you're doing with that. So having it as a soil ingredient, in my opinion, is better than using it as a treatment for when you have it, because those things literally, those fungus gnats will fly around covered in diatomaceous earth for like a week, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? These things are unkillable.
They're just white now, and they
Yeah.
That's more for like mites, correct?
No, anything that crawls around in the soil, you could use DE for spiders. Old school way to keep stuff off your pots was to put a circle of DE around the pot. So if anything crawled near it, it'd have to crawl through that, and it wouldn't last long.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Silica's good, Bob. You're right.
There we go.
I learn something new every day being on here with you guys, man.
Well, diatomaceous earth. You know what that is? It's just fossilized.
Yeah.
It's fossil dust.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fossil dust.
It's
Yeah.
fossil.
dust.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
So it is
don't
healthy
use it
to
too
put in
much
your
in my
soil.
organic grows just because of the worms. Can harm
Yeah.
worms because it is,
Fiberglass.
theoretically glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll mess the worms up. I never even thought of that. You know that, Ryan? Never
It'll mess
thought
up
of that.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, I try not to use it in my organic shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've never had any good success with it, but I've had plenty of success with sand. Once you put the sand on and water it, you add more, fill in the spots. That shit turns into like a rock, and almost nothing can crawl through it. And that plus a vacuum is the best way to get rid of fungus gnats, personally.
And you gotta treat that top layer of soil too, because you gotta remember that that's where it all starts. That's where the larva is. That's where the next generation
Well,
of
you
fungus
don't.
gnats is.
Right.
You don't. You could just let them turn into flying fungus gnats and then vacuum them into a black hole.
As long as they don't get the opportunity to lay again.
Doesn't
No, you got to do it every day. You do it every day.
Yeah,
you got to be in there.
that's what I mean. You
Tapping
gotta
the
be
pots
on it.
for like
Yeah.
a week, right? For like a
Mhm.
week, and you're putting the sand there, and sand is going to do the same kind of thing. Sand is
That'll
going
suffocate
to,
them in the soil. Yeah.
it's going to cut them open though. They have to crawl through that dense layer
Right.
to get
the
out.
silica
Yeah. So
shards in there,
they're keeping them underneath from getting out. At the same time, you're sucking the ones up that are flying.
Right,
Sooner or later, you're just going to run out of babies that are hatching.
right. That's the idea.
Right.
But it does work. That is the fastest method I've actually seen. To be honest with you, fastest method I've seen. You can handle a pretty bad infestation basically in like 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
With the
suck 'em right up.
with the vacuum method, vacuum and sand.
But if
The
you're
black
keeping
hole
an
of
eye
death.
out every day, it won't
Yeah.
be that bad of an infestation. If you just keep the vacuum handy and just pull the hose into your tent, and
Right.
this way you
Right.
don't have an infestation.
But this is why, having the integrated pest management, hopefully you should never get to that point. You know what I mean? Having
True.
these practices in place, you should never have to whip out the vacuum,
Right. There are also, for fungus gnats, you could also get competing bacteria that will eat the fungus.
Peter.
Is
That's
I
not
think it's
true.
Yeah,
rockets.
Peter's
I
funny.
think it's rockets close by, Peter. There it is.
These slugs hate it.
There it is.
Hate what?
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth dries them out, cuts them up. Yeah.
But another thing that is great is you could look into competing bacteria. So fungus gnat is going after the fungus in the soil, and if there is no fungus, it'll go for the roots in the large larva stage. So if you actually get bacteria that eats the
Once a
fungus
week,
gnats
Bob.
eat, right? You
Mhm.
can you could actually just take their food source.
And then they die out.
Well, I mean, then you're getting rid of them in your plants. But yeah, essentially, you'll take away a large number. But this is part of the IPM. This is the IPM end of it.
Right.
You know, like you're going to be able to have that bacteria thrive. It's going to be very hard for them to live in the pot. They're going to come there. There's going to be nothing for them to live off of.
Bobby,
Right.
I
It's like
just
we're out of here. This
bought a
isn't a good
large
home.
bottle of that just recently. It was on sale on Amazon, and I picked it up. I grabbed it. It was like 30%
I
off.
use it. Yeah, I use it
Also,
once a week.
yeah, that stuff's pretty good.
I
And
use
I
it
use
once a
that to
week.
kill the bugs in my outdoor grow.
Yep,
Yeah,
you can.
The
I
Lost
use it a
Coast.
couple weeks into flower. I use it.
yeah.
But I mean, one of the main ingredients in it is peppermint oil, though. So I do not like
Yeah.
it using it after the first couple weeks of flower because all I can envision in my head is that oil just soaking into the flower, and
And
that's not going to
smelling
go
like it,
away.
tasting like it.
Yeah,
Peppermint
yeah.
oil.
I've got a few of my plants turning flower right now. I want to catch. They're in the very beginnings of. You can just tell it's changing, right?
Yeah, you
So
could
I need
use
to
it.
hit it with something right now and get rid of these fucking bugs right now
Yep, Lost Coast is great, man.
before it's too late.
I use
Anyway,
it.
I think Rick is stoned. He's just laying back. You didn't say smoke him if you got him.
is that a drum roll? Did I hear a drum roll?
You heard the
Where's
drum
Chris
roll,
Plummer?
brother.
It's his birthday. Where is he at?
It's not
Where
here
is
yet. Cody,
Chris?
what's going on, brother?
Hey,
Welcome,
Cody,
welcome.
what's going
What's
on?
up,
Rose, how
Cody?
you doing? Welcome.
Yeah, if
I
anyone
mean,
sees Chris Plummer out there, give him a happy birthday today, guys.
Yes, it's
if
Chris's
anybody has followed us through Turf Tuesday for the past year plus, you would know that um, one of the best IPMs is other plants. Boiling down,
Yep.
diluting, making tinctures, concentrates, of other plant terpene abundance that typically bugs hate. That's where you're looking to get the best type of repellent because it's natural. Plants already are doing that job. You don't have to go and take something
Yeah, Cody.
and formulate it to keep bugs away when that's already what it does. So that's why things like peppermint oil works incredibly well. People don't even want to be near
Hey,
people that
Jamie.
wear peppermint oil.
Yeah.
Right, it's intoxicating that smell.
Welcome, Jamie.
I was spraying my dog with lemongrass for a while because
Right.
we had such an infestation of ticks. It wasn't so much that I was scared of him getting bit. I was more worried about him carrying him in the house because I was catching them.
Right.
I was getting these little ticks, little teeny ones. And so lemongrass. And after a while, I got to be honest with you, that kept me away from the dog. I couldn't stand the smell of that stuff after a while. It's just, I don't know. It's got to me, it's rancid smelling.
Yeah, it's strong, man. It's strong, and there's a lot of stuff that keeps bugs away. Oregano oil is extremely powerful.
Yes. Yeah.
But these are things I would use outside. Inside, I think the best bet is to go with different stages of intermediate or built-in integrated pest management before they're there. So that if they were to find your pot, they don't really make it. We have our first segment here, which we're going to roll right now. So enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Just as he went to go, it grieved the girlie so. These words he heard her say, some of these days you're gonna miss me, honey. Some of these days you're gonna feel so lonely.
Hello. I'm Who the Fuck is Todd, and this is my Mary Jane's Memory Lane. The year was 1989. I was working on the Long Island Railroad, and we were installing fence along the right-of-way of the biggest cemetery in Queens, which was part of it's there's different names for different sections, but cavalry, the largest one in the United States, and we were just killing some time and looking at some headstones because they have headstones there going back to the 1700s, and pretty crazy what you can read on these things. And I see a baby plant growing behind the headstone. And I'm looking at this thing, and my boss is walking around. Everyone's walking around, and I went over there with a spoon and I dug around it, and I took it home in a coffee cup. Well, I planted this in my garden outside, and this thing only grew to be about 8 inches tall, and it was one singular bud, but it was packed solid, and I was scared to smoke it because it grew in the cemetery. Bro, I didn't know what was. Yeah. So my friend goes, "Hey man, you got anything to smoke?" I said, "Sure, I got this bud." He was so fucked up after he smoked that, but he said it was the best shit he had ever smoked. I didn't have the heart to tell him where I found it. But
I
that's
am
my
so
memory lane story.
scared.
I gave him cemetery bud. Yeah. Sorry. He loved it. Oh, exactly. It was awesome. Awesome. I, why didn't it grow? You know, scared me. Well, thank you, everybody.
Just as he went to go, it grieved the girlie so. These words he heard her say, some of these days you're gonna miss me, honey. Some of these days you're gonna feel so lonely.
Thank you,
Thank
Todd.
you for this.
Todd.
Yeah, thank you for the story time, bro. I would definitely personally have like a vendetta against you if you gave me cemetery germinated grown weed and had me smoke it without me knowing it. I don't know how I would feel, bro. I don't.
You would be upset.
Possessed.
I'm sure I would have been upset, but
I feel violated.
Always taking weed from me, so I just said, "Sure, I got something for you to smoke," and I watched them very carefully.
Real quick, guys, real quick. When he's doing his segment, nobody can hear us but Todd, right? Todd can hear us, but
Right.
Correct.
So
correct.
as soon as Todd goes into his thing, fucking Uncle Rick just blows his torch like
Yeah.
like at 100, whatever the decimal level is. You know, and I bust out laughing. I thought it threw you off, but
Yeah,
Todd,
that
great job,
crossed
dude.
my mind. I said, "Boy, what's he trying to tell me there?"
I was gonna just mute the
Behind the
mic, but I
scenes.
forgot. So something interesting that I had in my head as an idea today, and then I did some more digging on it, and it's actually used in different places, but I don't think it's very known. So you could take a lot of different cooking herbs that you would normally put in your food, and grind them all in a pepper mill and make a concoction that you mix into your soil and top dress with. So you could use rosemary, black pepper. You could use crushed red pepper and stuff like that for top dress, but in a powder form. Not really like tons of this stuff, but you make this mixture, and over time, it actually could break down for upwards of weeks. Rosemary could take up to a month to break down the little needles of rosemary. So there are ways that you could essentially spice your soil as an IPM, and you could even do it by leaving different thicknesses or different size grain of what you're breaking down. So you could take stuff. You could put cinnamon in there. Cinnamon has a lot of antioxidants, antimicrobials, antibacterial properties.
Yeah.
So does rosemary. So does thyme. So does oregano. You could use turmeric. believe it or not, these things can be used as pest deterrents. And if you have this in your soil and something that's soil borne goes in there, that is like trying to make a home right after Chernobyl blew up,
Right.
like right next to where Chernobyl blew up. So,
You know what's also really good is gin. If you use like Bombay
Hell yeah, it is.
gin, gin is made from like this a berry. It was elderberry, I think, and that keeps insects away. Like the tree don't have a problem with insects, and they found by you do like 1 part to 20 of water. It's very little, but Bombay has 18 different herbs in it, not just the one. And I've used that before just to see if it made a difference. And I really don't know, but they say it does.
all right, Rod. Now you tell us how you use yours.
Sorry, brother.
Tell us how you use your gin.
I don't drink that shit, man.
No,
That's a little too strong for me, man.
It's like
Doesn't go in the plants.
No gin. I don't mind a 6 or 7 Crown Royal, but no gin or rum or nothing. Like no whites.
yeah.
It's
So-
funny you bring up putting spices in the soil, though, because obviously spices are very high in terpenes. So I wonder what influence it would have on the terpene production of the plant. That's immediately where my mind went.
So like you are what you eat methodology.
Yeah, I wonder if it would
That around, yeah.
not only keep pests away, but also boost terpene production. I don't know.
I can tell you
So
that.
do you mortar and pestle the spices and
Yeah, or pepper
and make it
grind it.
into a powder and then add it to water and pour it into your plant? Is that what you do?
You
No.
can put it as a
Dry.
dry amendment.
No, you would.
So tell me how you do this.
You would essentially choose the different herbs that you'd want to use, right? So if you're going to use 5 or 6 different dry herbs, you put them together and you grind them up, and you can make a top dress, right? Or you could put this into your soil as like an amendment,
Oh, it's just blend it in.
right?
Yeah.
Top dress it. You can even make
Yeah.
a tea.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can make a tea out of it, and you
Yeah.
can.
Right, but there's things that see. I don't want to say all that because, like, when you do a tea and you
It's
brew
readily
something,
available.
right? And I don't know if this isn't like a nutrient at the level that I'm telling you to do it at, but putting it into water in a micronic level, brewing it, and then giving it to a plant after it's sat in water for X
It
amount of time.
might be too much.
I would think
It
not
might
spraying
be-
it, not I wouldn't put it on.
What if it starts to rot? What if that starts to break down into a different way and now it's all clumped together and now you have bad bacteria? So like in a small amount, anything in moderation. This is more of a moderation type thing that again, IPM's built in. It's like a just in case. So these things are used in doing clones and cuttings and rooting. There's a lot of cinnamon. There's a lot of honey.
Honey, cinnamon.
Right. And then there's the almighty like atom bomb of soil, which is hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, but that
But-
works everything.
Yeah, you're resetting the soil there. So
Everything, yeah.
I don't really like hydrogen peroxide unless you're throwing a Hail Mary.
That's a last ditch effort in my book.
Right. Even with that,
I don't know what
though,
else to do.
yeah, the hydrogen peroxide will. I mean, you gotta get a good mix in there, but it will go through and aerate the soil. The roots will go nuts. They'll be totally clean. It'll be sterilized to the point where you have no good bacteria as well. So it's a great
Right.
point to re-inoculate. So I only really like telling people that have bacterial inoculation on hand to use peroxide
How
because
long does peroxide stay active in the soil, though? That you want
Just
to,
like just that small amount of time that it's
Yeah.
reacting.
I'd say 24.
Okay. So they
Yeah.
do re-inoculate right after.
Well, you're
I've never
introducing it to
run
environment,
hydrogen
man. That's-
peroxide through mine.
Yeah, you re-inoculate with your next watering.
Yeah, let's see. I gotta read
Let's
that. It's a
see,
long one. That's the triple
Yeah, what's the hell?
phosphate.
Jimmy Jose?
Jose,
Yeah, Jose. Yep.
This is Epsom triple
0.45.
phosphate.
0450.
0.45.
That's a lot of phosphate.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not.
asking
That's a
It's
shit ton.
cubic
it's really
feet.
not, dude. I used to flour with a 0.4050.
How much of it did you use in your mixture?
Well, it got up to like 1800
teaspoon.
ppms.
Okay. I've never used it myself.
Hold on. Mixing.
Let's see, Jimmy. We'll find out for you.
We're finding out right now.
Is it in a green and white bag? Triple super phosphate. Epsoma triple phosphate. Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Be
Epsom.
careful to not disturb the roots. Feeding guide. I mean, it's not super in your face, I'll be honest with you.
okay.
It says
You see that
apply
number,
it
you
in
make-
sprinkle. It says apply it by sprinkling it in around the drip line of the plants, gently mixing into soil and keeping it away from stems or seeds. 1 pound per 100 square feet, or a half a teaspoon per foot of line diameter.
It doesn't sound like it's that powerful that it's gonna.
It does. It sounds like it's pretty powerful. Half a teaspoon
Oh, half a teaspoon.
in a 1 foot drip line.
Oh,
So that's
shit.
quite a little bit. Yeah, it's sprinkled. He's in.
You don't want to get on your plants. 'Cause they'll
I
burn
don't
them.
understand that at all.
That's one of those ones I'd go light.
Sprinkle it around the outside of the pot.
And let it soak in, water in.
He's asking for cubic feet of soil, though.
Yeah.
Feeding ratio. I mean,
Right, but
you'd
1
have
to
do
100
math on
square feet. 1 to 100 square feet is. You could just break that down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to use, like I said, a 40 50. It was what is that? The Humboldt's Flower Power. It's like a 0
That's
40
huge
50.
flower, bro.
Yeah, dude, but
Yeah.
like, your plant will definitely fucking take it. You need to really, really establish a runoff if that's a fertilizer in a water based nutrient. When it's a top dress, 45 or 50 may not be that much based on the breakdown of that
He's
nutrient.
going into a 500-gallon grow box. Okay.
Okay,
You know
so
How much water do you use per feeding?
What did I say? 1 pound?
Per
What did I
100
say?
cubic, right?
Let me check that. Hold on. It says 1 pound per 100 square feet.
Square. All right.
So it's 12 by 12 by 12.
Feeding guide for 500 gallons, so that's 2 yards. I'll figure this out in a second.
Look at Uncle Rick doing the numbers.
Rod, would you
Well,
like
I would
to
definitely
take
use
this?
some sugar in it if you're going to use that heavy of a phosphate. I would put some molasses in there. You know, something along those lines at the same
Your
time.
plant can only eat so much phosphate. I don't understand why try to use a number like that to blast out at the end.
It
When-
adds anthocyanins. It brings the whole flower.
You think you're gonna get?
What's up, Mark?
Hey,
It
Mark.
depends. Now this is something to consider. When you have something that's 0, 50, 40, it might be a 10 right? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It might be 5 different versions of potassium that
Right.
the plant can break down or uptake for different
stages.
Yes,
functions.
that's
Right.
true.
Right. So we don't really know what their blend of 45 is, but
Right.
it could be 4 or 5 different
There's triple.
different types of chelated versions of phosphorus. So
Yeah,
you could have different stuff in there, but
says right in the
so
title triple, so it's using 3 different types.
it could be using more. I know
Right.
this one they talk about is like really, really crazy for plants. They have 8 different forms of nitrogen and 9 different forms of nitrogen.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
That'd be good for your lawn, but I don't know about.
No, it's good for cannabis because cannabis can use that readily and move it around much easier when it's micronic and stuff like that. But you have to give it to the plant
Yeah,
for it to have that,
nitrogen.
and it's
Right.
not normally given to the plant like that.
Right.
But it says to follow the 1 to 100 square feet, and that there's 9 square feet in 1 square yard.
So he's got
Okay.
18.
Right.
So he's got, what is that? A half
99.
0.5. So he's got 500, dude. 500 gallons, which
Right.
is two yards.
It's 2 yards.
So he needs point. I know this is going to sound stupid. 0.18 pounds of this stuff for your 500 gallon grow box, Jimmy.
So that's 1/20th. Basically.
Alan, what's going on, buddy?
0.18 pounds. I hope
Smoke
that helps,
break
man.
by the dumpster. Hell yeah, bro.
I'm glad you met us here.
Drum roll.
He's always smoking
He's
a
always
doob near the
smoking near the
dumpster. I
dumpster.
love
Love
it,
that.
dude. I
He
love
must
it.
By the dumpster, dude. I'm smoking with you, bro.
Yeah, we got to light to that.
Smoke with the go.
Time to take the trash.
Get a doob splint. A doob splinter.
I
Nice.
love it.
Cheers, brother. Cheers.
That's
We had a rip in the hall.
With lime molasses solution labs for each
Mol-
feeding.
molasses.
Oh
I had
yeah, you got a lot going on, Jimmy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd throw some kelp meal in there as well, just to feed the microbes that you're throwing in there, and the plant.
What about blood
Yeah.
meal that far on? What do you think about that?
It's nitrogen.
Nitrogen. It's more, yeah.
I don't really think that you should be encouraging
There
biomass
you go.
growth after the second week.
Flour, right?
Yeah, I'll go with 1.5 pounds.
Jimmy,
to
I
be
hope
safe.
you grow bodacious buds with whatever
Listen.
you're using, bro. I hope
Like
I hope it's awesome.
0.18 was the math, right?
Yeah,
Let us know.
0.18.
0.18, Jimmy,
0.18.
Yeah, 0.18, dude. That's
of a pound.
That's almost a 20
right.
5.
a pound.
So 1.5 would be too much.
Oh yeah,
So if
It's-
the way you're saying, if you want
It's
to go
like a-
0.15 to be safe,
that stuff is like nuclear or something.
I'm curious to see how it does. You got to let us know, Jimmy.
It's pretty strong stuff.
Yeah, so if you were to use 3 ounces of it, that would be Close
That's
to-
awesome, dude.
I think it would be close. I think it's closer to like 3 ounces, dude.
Point.
Alan's using
0.8
fajitas to
pounds.
cover up his weed smoke.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see.
But yeah,
no
definitely
one there in
do,
a Mexican restaurant.
do the conversion, man. Just get a conversion. But yeah, I think
Less
that
is always better, Jimmy. Start out small, man. Don't.
Yeah.
I think that I really like the fact that I'm seeing more people using lime, or even having a few marble chips in
Yes.
your mix is going to keep your pH from going really, really low when you're feeding really heavy feedings is going to actually help to maintain more of a natural pH for your plant to uptake nutrients at.
Well, there is a
It's a
trick
great
with
buffer.
lime. You got to be careful with certain limes. The ones that are in a powder form, okay. If a lot of people put it on top of their like a top dress, and what it'll do is it'll form a concrete and it'll suffocate your roots. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to use lime on its own, even in the garden, I use it under my fig trees. You use pelletized or um, heavily granulated, the large granule, like little chips of stone. They look like because
Right.
if you put lime on there, I am telling you, it will suffocate whatever is below it.
You
And
said chips, so like the water runs over the chips and just releases a little bit. It
yeah, it breaks
dissolves
it
just a
down.
little
Yep.
bit.
Right.
And they don't
Still
connect
allows
together.
aeration.
When you have lime is a main ingredient in making concrete. So you add water, you got two of the ingredients right there.
Right. And
Okay,
it's sand.
and then you got concrete, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but just
I
so you
remember,
know,
I remember lines from Shawshank Redemption.
a lot of people use the powder lime on their lawns, and it's the most common one. But you don't want to use that too thick on your plants. You know,
That actually brings us to our next segment here.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence.
Oh, hey guys.
Hello
Hot
there.
Rod Wally here, y'all. It's just now telling me that I'm on. Uh,
Hello there.
hey man, I gotta tell you a story. So I went to my 42nd reunion last night. I'm like 100 and something, so like it's a big deal, you know. I've never been to one before, and here's what I learned. Here's my takeaway from hanging out with people you haven't seen in forever. Some people I never even knew because I was only there a short time. Some people I knew and didn't recognize at all and felt embarrassed. And then other people I just absolutely got it, you know. And I remember like my wife getting ready, me getting ready. You know, there was like a little bit of anxiety, like, you know, did my life amount to? Am I proud of where my life is? Because you're starting to judge yourself against other people, right? And then a phrase dawned on me from an ex mother-in-law, to be honest, and she said this: "You'll quit thinking about or worrying about what other people think when you realize how much they don't." And it kind of put things in perspective last night. But it was really cool to see people that you smoked tons of weed with and hung out and told stories and you know and talked about your deepest stuff as a kid, you know, and uh, and you lose track of each other as you get older. And it was cool to see. But I was really embarrassed for people that I did know that I used to hang around with a lot, and then I would have never guessed it was the person that they said they were. You know,
Ohio!
like if you take my graduation picture against what you see here now, there's no way you'd make the connection between the two. No way. So
Certified badass.
don't worry what other people think because they fucking don't. And live your life and do your thing and be proud of yourself. That's what I learned.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Rod.
thank
Yeah,
you.
man. I can't wait to go to my 40th reunion, anything close to that, because it'd be nice to make it that far. But secondarily, getting there, I would be probably like, holy shit, I thought I was an asshole, you know?
I went
I
to a
haven't.
brand new
Well,
high
see if
school
I
my
make it.
senior year, guys, and I thought my life was ruined. My parents moved me to this little town. I was like, what? and I started my senior year. And on the very first day, I met my best friend for my life, 42 years, and my first wife, who gave me 3 kids. Lesson? What's the lesson? What a difference a day can make.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't been to one reunion.
They suck, dude. Don't even do it.
I
Not
haven't. I
one,
haven't
dude.
been to one either. I'm not gonna lie. I went to
I've been to
somebody
like
else's once, and I
two,
knew
3
everybody
years.
there, but I never went to mine either.
I'm a whole different person than I was then. I mean, unrecognizable, both inside and out. So they don't even know who I am anymore. So it's like, and you get 4 hours. How do you get to know a person who's transformed so many times in their life?
Well,
How do how do you
I guess
how do you catch up on that in 4 hours, y'all?
you don't. You
Yeah.
You don't.
exchange numbers and you get together at a later date. I mean, I
They play
still know a
they
lot of
play some
people in my high
80s metal. That was pretty cool. I mean, like, it was fun. Anyway,
Then you got the one guy who put the fake name tag on and walks
yeah,
around and no one knows who that guy is. You
I
know,
was Neil. I put Neil Peart
there you
from
go.
Rush.
That's great, dude. From the grave.
My best friend just looks at me and goes, Neil Peart? Really? I mean, like, that's what you picked?
Yeah, right.
I was going to do John Bonham, but I knew that'd be a stretch.
Yeah.
That's great,
Jamie,
dude.
Jamie says she's glad you had a good time. Thanks for
I,
sharing.
I did. It was nice. Thanks. It was cool to catch up with a couple of people.
Yeah.
We lost 25 already to death out of 200. So like
Oh yeah.
10% of us or more are gone already. We're 60. Yeah.
I think we lost 25 too, just about that at this point.
Yeah.
That's 84. So
Well, for my age, I'm in the seventh inning stretch. I'm not in the ninth inning.
No,
But
you're not,
I'm
Rod.
definitely the seventh inning stretch. Like
please
I,
No.
pitch
I
it
know
out.
people that are dead. So I mean, like it could be any time for this kid. So you
No.
never know. When it's your time, it's your time.
Hey man,
You
I'm
don't.
pretty
You
sure I
don't.
lost that many people, and I'm half your age. So
Yeah,
Well,
I was
I'm
gonna
just
say,
glad to be
damn,
here
I
hanging
can
out with you
think of
fucking guys,
pretty
man.
sure the
So
numbers are going up and going up. Like I said, I
Wow.
hope I make it there one day. I think people take everything for granted,
It's
but
different times. I mean, let's
my,
face it, that fentanyl thing is no joke. And it's not just affecting people who go to use fentanyl. This is people getting poisoned with it.
yeah,
right.
And it's happening every day. Did you see that video? It was on the news. It's all over the news. They stopped some girl on the side of the road, and she was a state trooper. It was a woman. Thank goodness there was another car there with two other officers. But she knew immediately. She said, "I need fentanyl. I need Narcan now.
Narcan.
Narcan." And they ran around, and she had to tell them where to find it. These cops would. They should have had it in their belt pack and pull it out because somehow she ingested it. I don't know how, but the girl was obviously on drugs. They pulled over. But yeah, crazy.
2000.
Yeah,
2000.
class
yeah.
of
And thank
2000.
God
Holy
they had
shit!
it because she's class of 2000. Wow.
I'm 03. 03.
I was shutting off my computer after I was out of the Navy to make sure that my shit didn't get screwed up on that.
Y2K.
Y2K.
I had
I was
three
back.
kids by
I was
2000. I was 30 or some shit. I don't even know.
I was just getting in high school.
I was going back to
I was
college
a
at
year in.
2000.
2000. So
I went back.
I had been out a couple years by then. Yeah, I had 4 kids by then.
So not to totally take us off this topic, but does anybody have anything else? Rod, you had your stuff
Oh,
written down?
I definitely want to talk about mindful practices.
Let's do it.
Let's go, dude.
Sure. And it's the same old story, same old song and dance to do an Aerosmith thing. But uh,
Oh, no.
one of my growing mentors said to me one time, "Good growers grow good weed, and growers who do a journal make great weed."
Yep.
And so, my first thing when it comes to preventativeness for your grow, you first of all you start out with a journal keeping track of what you do every day. The second thing is you need a whiteboard or some sort of a calendar to keep your shit straight, right? Because we're all stoners, so you're gonna fuck it up, right? A
Right.
little.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
At some point,
So
right? Yeah.
I mean, what did I feed last time? Did I give him did I
Right.
give him this or that?
Why did this work? Or exactly, yeah.
Right. But it also gives you something to fall back on the next grow. You can go back to your notes on that grow,
Right.
and
That
you have
plant came
something to
out
see.
awesome. What did I do? Exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and you can
Right.
add to it and then see if it did better the year before with less.
Yeah. You got a
Yeah.
1 month dry erase board. You can keep track of stuff real
A-
well with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Each
absolutely.
plant, you can make your own system on how you do it. But if you want to be a great grower, you need to do a journal and keep a whiteboard or keep a calendar of some kind. Keep a track of
Absolutely.
your shit. If you don't do that, you're just gonna flounder and be average. Second thing is, we go back to it all the time: cleaning your room.
Yep.
Uh, it should be on your calendar. You should be doing deep cleans once a week, maybe every two, and you should be picking up after yourself every day. You can't be leaving dead leaves laying on the floor for
Cool.
newts overflow that and have it, your room starts to stink and shit. You're gonna attract bugs.
100%.
A sterile room. That's why when you go to the OR, you hope to God they don't keep the OR like your grow, eh? Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's great.
So
Yeah, I definitely have to keep.
always clean up your day's mess, and then talking about
Right.
that's be on your calendar. You should be taking care of your plants
You want to go back
and
again?
preventing.
You want to go back a
Yeah.
sec? You just broke
Yeah.
up the whole way.
What's your
The
third?
whole way.
What's going on your calendar?
What was the third
Oh,
one?
your preventative spraying.
Oh,
Yes.
Preventative spraying.
I do too, Mark,
Uh,
all the time, buddy.
yeah. Cleaning is something a lot of people don't do, and I am guilty of not doing it at times. And
we all are.
you know,
It's trying to be.
but I tell you, if I'm having issues
So
like
we
that,
basement boy. Yeah, the basement boy touched on it earlier, and that was go out hunting your car, come home and not be
if
some
I
common
understood
sense.
that, would I be
So I always had
weird?
grow clothes and I had my regular clothes, and they were separate. And I in my room without a fresh clothes and at least a wash down. And you need to wear gloves. Really, I
We're losing you, Rod. You're in and out, bud. I don't know if you can hear us.
do it in my outdoor. I don't use my gloves. Anyway, keep your room clean. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
Wow, you broke up a lot. So one thing that I know he was saying is he was touching on Ryan saying that he has, he comes home and he changes his clothes and makes sure he doesn't go in his grow room with his work clothes on, and making sure that he keeps a clean room and a clean space, and that you're not cross contaminating or leaving doors and windows open or doing stupid shit.
Right. Bringing in
That
hitchhikers.
essentially you make your own problem. Cleaning scissors, having sterile
Yep.
scissors too. Yeah.
Yep.
Keep your utensils clean.
Yep. Before I use mine, every single time, I
91%
wipe them
alcohol
down
and
with
just-
alcohol. Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
Jimmy,
got
I
green
couldn't
stuff on this
agree
one.
with
I
you
just
more.
got
Oh, my OCD doesn't allow for a dirty grow either.
No,
It was
it's
kind of nice
important.
earlier. I had a buddy who stopped by and he was like, "Wow, man," he's like, "You keep your shit like a lab down here." I'm like, "Amen."
Supposed to. Yeah.
Amen.
If you're growing medicine, think of it that way,
Yeah.
And
Like Rod was saying, no, a dirty environment is gonna attract bugs and unwanted guests. So keep it clean.
I think it's important to keep your lungs open.
Jimmy does graphs and
You
shit.
know?
Looks like I'm way too OCD for a
Yep,
dirty.
I am. I'm the same way, dude. I have a little battery powered handheld
Why would you try
vacuum.
to make
Oh,
good
no.
stuff and just
Do
make
you?
your room bad?
Yeah, I have
You
a
have a
little
little
battery
battery
vacuum. Yeah, and it like detaches. You can clean out the filter and everything. I vacuum the floor and everything in the tent. Yep, it's
Oh,
just for my
okay.
grow room tent.
Yeah, man, that you should
Remember,
have
can you guys hear
something.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, guys?
You keep
Yeah.
Think of
coming in
it
and
like
out.
blood in the ocean with a shark. Shocking your plant can lower its immune system, causing the plant to give off a "I'm hurt" thing, and it attracts bugs.
Oh yeah,
So, like just like drips of water in the ocean, the sharks just they can smell from a mile away.
Oh yeah.
So keep your room right so that there's no interest.
yeah
Right. And
exactly.
this is where having different plants, different types of terpenes in or around your grow room or outside is super important. Which brings us to our final segment here. All right, this is companion plant of the week, and Rod has disconnected, so he'll be back shortly. But
Yeah, sorry
this is
about that,
companion
folks.
plant of the week, and this week is chrysanthemums or mums
Mom's
is the
Mums.
word. Mum's the
Mums.
word.
mom's the word.
So something that is really cool is mums are like universally amazing for your outdoor, for doing what every other companion plant does, attracting pollinators and keeping all the other bugs you don't want there away.
And they're a
Pretty
late
dope.
bloomer, so they're great in October and stuff for the bees that are still out and flying.
And harvest season.
Harvest, yeah.
And the cool thing about mums is mums contain this chemical inside them. It's called pyrethrin,
Yeah.
and pyrethrin is actually used in many like household insecticides. So this plant naturally contains that. So obviously, planting these around other plants to keep unwanted insects away is extremely beneficial. It naturally produces this chemical.
Right,
It's
and
kind of
that's
cool.
in spider, beetle spray, but like
Yeah,
regular fly
that's
spray.
it's in normal sprays that you purchase at the store. So why not just use the plant that has it naturally in it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
they are doing that. Everybody else is doing it. Why not you?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing
Mm-hmm.
that this is great for if you're outside, something that we try to tell people to go out and purchase that you maybe not have to make the purchase if you have chrysanthemums is lacewings, green lacewings, and ladybugs. So it attracts green lacewings and ladybugs, which eat all the little critters that you don't want on your cannabis plants. So, a great companion plant, even outsides of the pots or just a perimeter of them around
Right.
the fence, whatever. That is a great way to protect your plants.
They do come
Yeah.
in perennials and annuals, but I know as a child, my mom had a whole row around the house, and they were perennials. They came up every year, and she used to wait for them to flower because those, even before they flower, they stink. The plant itself
Mm-hmm.
has a smell to it if you rub it, but
Yep.
once the floral part comes out, it's pleasant. It's not
Yeah.
but you can tell the plant makes something. It's
Right.
got a stink to it,
And
but
and they're not big feeders either. They're like, so if you plant something beside it or around it that needs a lot of nutrients, it's not going to rob it from that plant. They're light eaters, so that's another benefit of that plant. Putting it in with other plants.
You can actually take this and steep a tea with hot water out of the whole entire plant and make a bug spray as well that you can do a foliar spray and even spray the soil to keep different bugs away and other sap sucking insects. Chrysanthemums.
Gorgeous plant.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's see the video
Love
again.
it.
All right.
Amber.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hot Rod Wally's getting back in here, but he was.
Get the hot rod out of here.
I don't know if he was done. Yeah, I don't know if he was done with his
Didn't
segment.
the bell was ringing.
His connection was horrible this time
Yeah.
around. I don't know if he had crappy service or whatever, but
Todd, did you already go? I don't remember at this point. I've smoked a lot.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
We're
we're
good.
good. So
I
cut
don't
your shit
I don't
clean,
want to
folks.
beat a dead horse,
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap up here. The wrap up is right what Ryan was saying there. Keep your place clean. That is the easiest and fastest method to do some preventative maintenance. And then having nematodes when it is a small plant and veg, having predatory mites, using any type of herbs in the soil itself, doing top dresses of different types of herbs would work as well. Then you have
husbandry, where you have to keep everything clean.
yeah, that was the first part. Then you have competing bacteria that eat fungus. You have different types of predator bugs like ladybugs, green lacewings, and stuff. If you do have an issue, or if you want to do preventative, there are ways to feed them. You could buy the food for them so they can live the whole time, just in case you get an infestation. So that might be something to do in flour. They have different types of remedies like Lost Coast that you could use throughout the plant's life. And ultimately, the number one is changing your clothes and not affecting yourself by bringing everything in on your own.
Yeah.
Yep. Just get a regiment in place, people. It's easier to take care of a small problem rather than like a major infestation.
Yeah.
Right.
Do these little things every one time a week. Just put it in as your part of daily regimen. Just it's way easier than dealing with a million fungus gnats versus you see one or two and mitigate them. Either that or they show up and they don't even want to get on your plants because they're so clean and up to health that there's like, nope, I'll skip over this one.
Right. Ultimately, a happy plant will have a high immune system. Let's get one more in here. And remember, I appreciate everybody for coming out, but you guys are all the true winners here. Smoke them if you got them.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. Make sure if you want to have your plant featured in the Growers Roundtable review, posted tomorrow or throughout the week. The post will be up tomorrow, and it will be pinned on UncleRicksGenetics.com. Thank you for coming out, everybody. Much love.
Peace out, everyone.